I'm Leigh-Chantelle from VivaLaVegan.net, and today we're going to talk to Amanda Benham. Amanda is an accredited dietitian and nutritionist, and she works in Brisbane. And Amanda, how come you decided to be a vegan?
Well, I guess when I was a child I was really loved animals. In fact, I always felt closer to animals than to humans. But I was brought up in a family where we ate a lot of meat and everything. But because I loved animals, I decided I was going to be a vet. So when I finished school, I went off to university to study veterinary science. And unfortunately that was like terrible experience for me because we had to kill things and I was like, Shakara, I can't do this. But I tried to persevere. The other thing actually is at vet school is you have to eat meat to be healthy, so don't be sentimental about pigs and cows and sheep because humans have to eat them in the story. But I got really sicker and sicker studying veterinary science until I just couldn't possibly do it anymore. And I left and I finished another degree, but I was like just sort of lost for a few years there. And then one day I was listening to the radio in Sydney and there was someone from Animal Liberation talking, and she was talking about how drugs are tested on animals in cosmetics. And I knew this to be true because in fact I'd been involved in that at university, learning about that. So I just hopped on my bicycle and I rode around to the Animal office and I just said, what can I do? And they'd also said they had a list of companies that didn't test on animals to buy products from. I want to get that list. And I got talking to the woman there and she said, well, there's a non-violence weekend coming up you could go to that you might like. And then she said to me, you're a vegan. And I said, oh, what's a vegan? And she explained that, what a vegan was, eating animal products. And I said, well, can you do that? And she said, well, I'm a vegan. And I just said, well, I am too now. And that was that. And that was in 1983, so it was quite a while ago. Yeah. But it was the best thing I ever did.
Great, and you've worked with Animal Liberation and vegan societies throughout Australia, haven't you?
I have, yes. Yeah.
What ones have you worked with?
In Sydney with Animal Liberation, I was secretary of the Vegan Society there for a few years, and then in Perth I was on the Animal Liberation Committee, and then in Queensland with two friends we started a vegetarian society here. We really wanted to be a vegan society, but there was a vegan society back then, so we had to call it a vegetarian society. But that still exists today in another form. So yeah, I've been involved in doing that for a while.
And Amanda has actually opened a newish store in Inaugural in Brisbane called Green Edge, and it's a vegan mecca. There's so many vegan, it's all vegan obviously. And what made you decide to open that?
I guess, I wanted to be able to show people in a more practical sense, because as a nutritionist I'm telling people, don't eat this, do eat that, and often they just look at me with glazed eyes like, what's a lentil or something, what's tofu? And I just thought, well, I want to put it all together so that people can see there's a heap of things you can eat, that you don't need to be deprived of anything. There's a lot of good healthy food, but there's also treats that you can have as well. If you want ice cream, you can have it. If you want a biscuit, you can have it, just to show people that being a vegan is just so easy.
Yeah, and it's great to see more products coming out all the time.
Yeah.
And obviously, more people would like the treats more so, do they?
I think the people that are newly vegan get very excited when they buy ice cream and chocolate. But I think a lot of vegans are conscious they want to be healthy too and eat healthy food as well. But they know that occasional treats are okay.
Well, that was my biggest thing when I first became a vegan, was to get rid of chocolate and ice cream from my diet. So once I knew there was alternatives, that was easy, really.
Exactly. Yeah.
And you're an accredited nutritionist and dietitian. You've been doing that for quite a while.
It must be close to 20 years now.
Yeah, wow. And have you noticed that more people are knowing what a vegan is or wanting to be vegan?
Definitely, yeah. It's really taking off. I mean, I know it doesn't seem like it, probably to some people, but it used to be nobody knew what a vegan was. Yeah. The first time I heard the word vegan on TV, I just ran everyone I knew was so excited. My God, they said vegan on a TV program, and now it's almost not a common word, but most people have heard it, know what it means, even if they don't fully understand it. And I think that's really important that the awareness is put out there that this is what it is, because for me, I'd never heard the word. I knew what a vegetarian was, and I always thought out a little bit wishy-washy maybe. I know that sounds bad, but I had a boyfriend once who called himself vegetarian, but he ate fish, and I thought, well, that's a bit critical, isn't it? Fish just as important. But as soon as I heard the concept of veganism, it was like, oh, that's a complete thing. I'll do that. That makes sense to me. So I think we just need to get it out there.
Yeah, definitely. And I think there's something being lost in the translation with what actually a vegan is and what a vegetarian is, because so many people don't seem to know that if you're a vegetarian, you don't eat any animals whatsoever. And if you're a vegan, you don't eat any animal or animal products. So it gets a bit complicated sometimes if people make it so. And with the clients that come into your place to get some consultations, do you have, what's probably the biggest question that you get from people about the vegan diet?
I think people that are new to it are concerned how will they get all their nutrients, and then they find out how easy that is. They're very happy with that. You know, people that have been a vegan for a long time often just found they might start eating a bit too much junk food now that's getting more available and need to get back on track. And then I'm even seeing people that need to lose weight, which just shows there is too much vegan junk food out there. If they're vegan and need to lose weight. But a lot of my clients that get sent to me have no real desire to be vegan, to be quite honest. But I sort of set them right on that. You know. And when they get the results, like if someone's got diabetes and they found, I've had one gentleman who's been diabetic for about 40 years, and then he's all but off his insulin, because he's on such a low dose now, it's like a quarter of what it was. He's thrilled, he feels so much better. When they get the results, I think they realise it's worth sticking with.
Yeah, definitely. It's great when you hear those sort of stories.
Yeah, there's heaps of them, you know, people that have lost 50 kilos and just go, oh look, this is just the best thing ever. So there's, you know, people come to it for health reasons. I think when they see the results, that's great.
And Amanda's also working on setting up an online store for the Green Edge. What's the website for that for people to look at?
greenedgeonline.com.au. Yeah, it's a bigger job than I realised to get an online store. But we're getting there, it's nearly ready to go, so that'll be very exciting when that's launched. And then the products will be available to people all over Australia. And I just think there's no excuse now.
No, definitely.
That's exactly right. No one can really say it's difficult to be vegan. There's any product that you could possibly want, really in a vegan form. So.
And you're organising monthly get-togethers and trying to educate more people and get the word out there. What sort of things?
I do a free nutrition talk every month for people that might be interested, but what we also do is we have a social event every month. And I just think that's important for people to get together and see that you can eat some yummy food that happens to be vegan, have a good time, and just live a normal life as a vegan, you know, because I think some people think, oh, I'll never be able to have any friends or go out or whatever. And, you know, last month we did a quiz night with pies, and people seem to love they were vegan pies, of course, the pies. And then next month we're doing karaoke with pizza. It'll be like make your own pizza, we'll have all the toppings there. So that people can see you can make a great pizza and have a good time, and that's all good.
And make some more friends as well.
That's right.
I think it's hard for new vegans or vegetarians to meet like-minded people.
Yeah, I think the networking is a really good part of it too.
Well, Amanda, thank you so much for taking the time out today to speak to us. And it's so great to see people, you know, that are trying to promote vegan lifestyle and vegan way of life. And make sure you check out the Green Edge at Enoggera and the greenedgeonline.com.au. Thank you.